Ukrainian officials are claiming that Russia has now lost more than 23,000 troops since the beginning of the conflict in February. This coming on reports that Russia is rejecting all proposals to allow people to evacuate the city of Mariupol. Joining me now to discuss this is Newsmax analyst and Center for Security Policy senior fellow Andrei Illiaronov. We really appreciate you being with us. Let's talk about the evacuations in Mariupol first. What are some of the challenges there?
Hello, nice to be with you, Kilmani. The situation on the ground in Mariupol is really horrific, and regardless of all those promises that have been given by Putin and other Russian leaders concerning those humanitarian corridors, looks like none of them have been fulfilled. According to the preliminary reports, tens of thousands of citizens in Mariupol have died, and it's not clear that any of them will be able to go out safe. We cannot trust all these promises that Putin gave to Ukrainians or to international observers like the United Nations Secretary General Guterres. Unfortunately, that's a person who never fulfilled his promises. He violated all international agreements, and he's violating all agreements and promises that he's giving right now.
Who is winning this war right now?
Right now, the situation is close to balance. But still, Russian troops are making some little progress in the southeast and south. Ukrainians are successfully repelling some of the attacks, but looking at the map, still the front line is moving from the Russian side to the Ukrainian side, very slowly, very gradually. But since the main initiative still on the Russian side. Hopefully that might change very soon because the Ukrainian forces are accumulating experience, accumulating weapons, accumulating munitions, and might be within a couple of weeks, they might start real serious offensive, but it is still in future, maybe in a very near future, but it is still not the fact on the ground. So that is why it's critically important that all allies of Ukraine, and first of all the United States, would provide necessary weapons, munitions, fuel, and other material that would help Ukrainians in this repelling of the Russian aggression against the country.
Ukrainian members of parliament have consistently told me that in order for diplomatic negotiations to be successful, they need to have the upper hand in this war. When it comes to the Russian losses that we've seen, or the fact that it's failed to make gains in its combat operation in the east, how far off do you think that is?
As for the estimates of Russian losses, probably those estimates that we've heard and just mentioned, about 23,000, probably close to correct ones. Just this morning from Russian sources, we got information that it's probably higher, maybe close to 30,000. So that's a very heavy losses on the Russian side. Nevertheless, Putin is still sending thousands of his troops, thousands of Russians into the fight, and he's ready to burn all human beings just to fulfill his maniacal goal to establish control over Ukraine. It does not look that's a realistic proposition and a realistic goal. Nevertheless, we are looking for very serious battles, and probably it will be very serious showdown in coming weeks, especially around the May 9th, since we are seeing that new forces still coming on the Russian side, and Putin might call for mobilization, either partial or maybe even more than partial mobilization. So that is why this war is far from being won by the Ukrainian side. And that is why all possible support and assistance needs to be given to Ukraine.
All right. Andrei Illiaronov, we appreciate you being with us. Thanks for that analysis.
Thank you.